Welcome to the 2017 Geneva Motor Show. And coming up now are our show stars. After what's felt like a lifetime, Alpine has finally revealed its sports car, and it's this, the A110. Now, you can think of this car as a rival to the cars like Porsche Cayman S. It's a mid-engine sports car. 0 to 62 should be under the 5-second mark. And this car is all about lightness. It just tips the scales at just over 1,000 kilograms, and that is extremely light. Taking the award for the most brightly coloured show star is Audi. In actual fact, it's brighter than the pair of my trousers, which I'm hugely jealous of. But this is the Audi Q8 Sport concept. Now, you can think of this car as a car that sits above the Audi Q7. It will rival the Range Rover and cars like the Mercedes GLE Coupe and the Bmw X6. Now, under the bonnet is a 3-litre 6-cylinder petrol engine developing 444 brake horsepower, and there's also a 20 kilowatt electric motor. So total power is 470 bhp, 700 newton meters of torque, and that gives a 0 to 62 time of under 5 seconds. Welcome to the DS stand and to their new car, the DS7 Crossback SUV. Now, it's an extremely important car for the DS brand because it's the first model launched by the brand since its split from Citroën, and you can tell that they really do mean business. Just look at the way it's designed. It's a very bold Gallic design. At the front, the LED headlights glow purple when you unlock the car and they swivel round. Prices kicking off from around £30,000, and the top of the range model, La Premiere, will be over £40,000. It's not a cheap car, but it's a smart one. Fast Ford fans, rejoice, because the latest incarnation is here, and it's the Ford Fiesta ST. Now, if you think this car looks similar to the old one, well, you could be forgiven for thinking that, but this is totally new. And the biggest new thing about this car is what lies under the bonnet, because out goes the 1.6 4-cylinder petrol engine and in comes a 1.5 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine. Inside there's a better quality cabin, there's a touchscreen infotainment system as well, and the whole car has just gone up a level in terms of quality and desirability. Honda wowed Paris in 2016 with their Civic Type R prototype, and 12 months on it's time for the production version, and it's clear little has changed. The car still featured mad styling with blistered bodywork and one of the largest rear wings on a mega hot hatchback. And there are three exhaust pipes. Under the bonnet is a 2-litre turbocharged VTEC engine pushing out 316 bhp and 400 newton meters of torque. Prices will kick off at around £32,000 when it arrives in UK showrooms in July. Meet the new McLaren. It's the 720S. It replaces the 650S, and at its heart is a new 4-litre twin-turbo V8 pushing out, get this, 711 brake horsepower. Now that does mean a 0 to 62 time of under 3 seconds. And would you just look at it, it really is the next stage in terms of McLaren design. Now, as before, there is a carbon fibre tub. Now, obviously this is a supercar, so aerodynamics play a big part, but especially so on this car. Now, the doors act as special aerodynamic foils for it, so you don't have to have massive air intakes ran by the engine. The body is also shrink-wrapped to give this really taut and svelte-looking car. Inside there's a clever folding driver display, and there's also a brand new 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. The cabin itself looks a lot smarter than it used to. You'll be able to choose from 2 trim levels, performance and luxury, and prices should start from just over £208,000. Now, North American viewers may recognise the name Eclipse. It was last used on a 2-door coupe, but times change, don't they? And now it's on a crossover, and specifically, it's a Nissan Qashqai rival. Yes, the Eclipse Cross fits between the Mitsubishi ASX and the Mitsubishi Outlander. Welcome to the Seat stand and to the new Ibiza. And yes, it really is the new Ibiza because it does look very much like a mini Leon, doesn't it? But that's not a massive problem because the Leon is an extremely good-looking car. Now this car is totally new. It uses Volkswagen's MQB platform, albeit the smaller version of that platform, and it's wider than the older Beetle, and also it's got a longer wheelbase. There's more interior space. It's going to be appearing in showrooms later this year around the summer, and you can get one from around £13,000. The Suzuki Swift has always been a fun and charismatic little super mini, and it seems as though Suzuki hasn't rocked the boat too much here at Geneva, because this is the new one and it looks very similar to the old one, and I mean that in a very good way. The styling is a lot more muscular, and Suzuki can make the styling a lot more muscular because it's got the Baleno these days, and it also uses the same engine range as the Baleno. So there's a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol, and there will be a hybrid version along in the future. There's also expected to be a Suzuki Swift Sport, possibly badged hybrid RS, so there's a clear link to the fact it may use a hybrid powertrain. And on the inside, it's a lot more stylish to look at if it isn't any better made. Big news here on the Opel and Vauxhall stand is obviously the Insignia Grand Sport. Silly name aside, this is a very important car for Vauxhall and of course the nation's company car drivers. And because saloon cars these days are becoming increasingly unattractive to most people, because everybody wants an SUV these days, the design of this is a lot more daring. It looks a lot more like a four-door coupe or a fastback. It looks very similar to Volkswagen's Arteon, but don't let Vauxhall hear me say that. There'll be a full range of diesel engines, but the range kicks off with a brand new 1.5 turbo petrol engine, and in the UK prices kick off from just over £17,000. It's on sale now, and if you buy one now, you'll get it in the summer. Volvo is very much a middle-class estate car company, isn't it? Wrong, because they're very much an SUV company these days, because 50% of their sales are of SUVs. Hence why Volvo has chosen the Geneva Motor Show to launch the new XC60. Now on the outside it's very much a hybrid of design cues, so there's very much the curvy design cues of the old XC60 and the svelte, sharp lines of the XC90. On the inside it's very much identical to the XC90, which isn't a bad thing because it's beautifully made and there's the simplicity to the design. Engine-wise, well, it's very much similar to the XC90 in fact. It's only going to be powered by 2 litre 4-cylinder engines. At launch there's going to be all-wheel drive versions with 8-speed automatic gearboxes, and there'll be the usual range of D4 and D5 diesel engines, a T5 petrol and a T8 petrol plug-in hybrid. Later on there'll also be front-wheel drive versions with T4 and D3 versions, and there may even be a 3-cylinder version as well. It'll be arriving in the UK in the summer, priced from around £35,000.